So we've looked at generating terrain with these height maps. We've also looked at hand sculpting them. There is an asset that we can get from Unity called the Terrain Toolkit, which will help us either generate terrain, modify terrain, or texture terrain. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how to download it and import it as a custom asset so that we can use it on our terrain. So if you open up a browser here, go to Google or whatever search engine, you can search for the Unity Terrain Toolkit. Right there. There's also a certain address we can go to. You can go to unity3d.com/support/unity-extensions/terrain-toolkit. And this is what you'll see here. You'll see the Terrain Toolkit. I'm going to go ahead and just download that directly. Now once it's downloaded here, just open where it was downloaded to. Terrain Toolkit right there. I'm just going to go ahead and double click that. I'm going to grab this whole Terrain Kit folder, and I am going to just drag it to my desktop. You can put that wherever you want as long as you can more readily find it. And we have this Terrain Toolkit Unity package inside there, and that's exactly what we want. So I will come back to the Unity editor. I'm going to bring this in as a custom asset. Now I could drag that asset package into the assets folder here of my project. However, that won't get it to recognize as an actual Unity asset. It'll just recognize that the file is there. So what I want to do is I'm going to come to assets, and I'm going to choose import package, custom package. Now I'm going to have the ability to browse. I'm going to select my desktop, and I'm going to select the Terrain Toolkit folder. Wherever you happen to save that to, you're going to want to grab that. I'll select the Terrain Toolkit, and I will hit open. Now I have a list of all of these things, and I can choose. Like maybe I don't want that file or whatever. I'm going to grab all of these for now. I'm just going to go ahead and hit import, and it's going to bring all of these into my Unity project. Now, once we are in the Unity editor and we have the Terrain Toolkit was written a little while ago, so some things are what we call deprecated. They're not necessarily used anymore. It's not going to give us errors. It's not going to be a problem. However, we are going to start seeing this warning text at the bottom. That's just saying that this particular way the Terrain Toolkit is currently using a piece of code is obsolete. It's not going to be a problem, like I said. However, the Terrain Toolkit is going to start giving us a warning. If that bothers you, you certainly do not have to use the Terrain Toolkit. However, I find the minor inconvenience of that warning text to be well worth it as far as getting the functionality of the Terrain Toolkit in my project. So what we have here now is we have this new folder called Terrain Toolkit. And there's a lot of subfolders in here. We don't really necessarily need to worry about them. What we need to be concerned with are these two files here, the Terrain Toolkit scripts. One is C#, one is JavaScript. So we basically get to choose, which one we want. I'm going to grab this Terrain Toolkit file here, and I'm going to drag it over to my terrain and let go. We will see that the terrain itself has this Terrain Toolkit section available to us.